Alright, so if you're an Aussie, you've probably already heard of Airtasker. You've also probably already heard of Hipages. You probably use Facebook Marketplace, but you've probably ran into issues with all of these platforms. So today I'm going to be running over the top 5 Airtasker competitors that you can download and use today. So Airtasker is great if you just need something done straight away and you just cannot book in a trade for love nor money. So you post a job on Airtasker, you cop the 15% or so service fee, and you just get it done. Now, that's great and all, but for bigger jobs, it can get quite expensive having to pay that service fee, because what they don't tell you when you go on the platform is that the worker who is doing the job is actually going to be paying anywhere between 10 and 20% in service fees themselves. So a lot of the time they'll quote significantly higher, 20% higher, just so they can actually get the amount that the job was posted for. So that cost is incurred on you because you end up paying that 20%. So that's probably the biggest gripe people have with Airtasker. They are insured. It's a little bit restricted. I mean, you're not going to get the same type of insurance you would get, say, with a removalist if you were going through an actual removalist platform. But that being said, a lot of people on the platform have their own insurance, and they'll let you know that when they put a quote in. You'll get a quote on Airtasker, they'll tell you if they're insured, and they'll probably be a bit more expensive, but if that's what you're looking for, there are people on the platform who have better insurance than what Airtasker provides themselves. Now, moving on to Hipages. Hipages is probably their biggest competitor in terms of market share. And, certainly if you turn on the TV, you're going to run into a lot of Hipages ads. They're doing a lot of spending lately. Hipages is in a bit of a different domain. It's for bigger builds, more like renos and other types of bigger jobs. And for the poster, it's free to post a job on there, and they will be sent a list of tradies. So the way Hipages works is someone will post a job much in the same way you'll post something on Airtasker. They'll get sent a list of tradies in their area that are signed up to the platform and paying, and they'll all be insured, vetted. The process is pretty good. The tradies will pay per lead. They don't pay per job completed. So you could get people who are just tire kickers, they just want to quote, and you can still end up paying for the lead. I think that's a gripe people have had with the platform for a long time now, but they do give a generous amount of leads. So, you can miss a few, but I guess the general consensus is you're getting bigger jobs. So, you're getting a full reno, you're getting a big, multi-$1,000 job as a tradie. For a smaller tradie getting started out, it may not seem worth it, especially if you're getting into some of those price packages. You're paying, upwards of $300 a month. One of the biggest gripes people have with Hipages, though, is that they have had a tendency to scrub bad reviews. So, at the end of the day, it's not the job posters who are paying, it's the tradies who are paying. So even if it's kind of a crap tradie, they still want them on the platform to be paying. So they'll scrub some of the bad reviews, I've heard. And the other thing is that they'll sometimes only send the job to like 3 tradies when someone posts it, when there could be like, dozens of them quoting on it, because they've got like a surplus of tradies signed up on the platform per job poster a lot of the time. So they'll want to, kind of limit it so that the tradie actually gets the job. And they may not actually be the best business for the job. That's kind of the problem you run into, like they could do a good job, but, when you're restricting it to only 3 and you're not letting, the free market let loose, like on the other platforms where you could have like 20 people quoting on a job, you are kind of restricted in not only the price, like it's not like it's always a rush to the bottom when you have more people on there. It's more so the variety of people you get, and the different tools they have, the different services they offer. Moving on, we have OneFlare. I'll just briefly touch over this. It is very similar to Hipages, except it's owned by Airtasker. So yeah, it's a pay per lead, or like, monthly subscription for the workers, and they get an X amount of leads type system. They do pretty well. They're pretty well the same system as Hipages. I think that's just Airtasker covering their basis for that kind of market for the bigger jobs, because Airtasker is kind of for the smaller jobs, small moves, little repairs and whatnot, cleaning jobs, bond cleans, whatever. So yeah, that's OneFlare. And then you just have Facebook Marketplace and Gumtree. I'm going to lump these in together, but there is a bit of a difference there. So Facebook Marketplace, you cannot post services on. So you cannot say, hey, I'm a plumber, hey, I'm a removalist. Well, not technically. You see people, they'll post these things, it'll be like man plus ute, or clean this, or it'll be some kind of fake name so that they cannot get flagged down or moderated. And you know, people have found good people on there. I mean, I had a listing on there for ages and I think I got like 40 clients. But you know, if you are a tradie or you run a service business, I probably wouldn't recommend sticking on Facebook, because if people do find your listing, you're probably going to get the lower quality people on there. You get like the worst of the worst tire kickers, you know, people throwing $40 at you for a job that should be over 200, you know, stuff like that. So, you know, I would generally avoid it. And also, like, you know, you can only get your, you know, account banned a certain amount of times before it's just like a pain. This may as well, you know, use a proper platform and get good quality leads and not, you know, waste your time just messaging all these drongos that are trying to get, you know, a free job out of you, basically. But Gumtree is a little bit better, I've found, because they actually do allow service listings. And you can put your phone number in there, which is a bit of a... See, when you normally put your phone number on Gumtree, it's pretty risky because they have so many scammers. Like, people with AU numbers will, you know, message you pretending their cousin's going to pick it up or whatever. But I found when I put my number on the Gumtree listings, it actually worked pretty good. You would get real clients on there. And actually a little less tire kickers than you do on Facebook, maybe because it's a bit harder to, like, you know, go through the process of sending someone a text or calling them rather than just, you know, barking a question at them through Marketplace. It's very easy to do. But Gumtree is good for that. You can officially list services, but again, you get a lot of tire kickers, and you have to renew the listing every now and then. I think after like a couple of months it goes down. And then finally, we're going to the newest player in the game, and that's Mates Rates. That's actually my service. So I looked at what all these other platforms were doing, and I looked at what they weren't doing, and I basically created Mates Rates. So the problem with Airtasker was the high service fees. So with Mates Rates, you don't pay any service fees as a worker. So that means people won't be quoting up on jobs just so they can cover their basis with the service fees. There is a small 10% fee capped at around $50 for the job poster. We'll cover cancellations and ensuring the money goes through. The great thing about that is you can do bigger jobs, you know, jobs that are upwards of $1,000 and not pay, you know, $100 in fees, and vice versa for the worker. You know, if you were doing a $1,000 job on Mates Rates, you probably wouldn't get a quote for, you know, $1,300 just so that they can cover their service fees. So you generally will get cheaper quotes on Mates Rates. And again, it's not a race to the bottom. I think a lot of these platforms made sure that that wasn't the case. So they hide what your competitors are quoting for, and we've kept that the same with Mates Rates. So, you know, you can't see what other people are quoting and then, you know, try to undercut them or whatever, because I think that just makes a very unfair marketplace, and honestly just it makes the quality of work way worse. So there are aspects that we have kept similar to places like Airtasker and HighPages, but in terms of the business model, it's fundamentally different. Eventually, once we have enough workers on the platform, we will charge a small monthly fee, but that won't be limited to XYZ amount of leads. It'll be a lot more generous than something like HighPages, where they only give you, you know, a limited amount of leads per month, and then you have to pay a higher tier. So Mates Rates would be like a small monthly fee for the workers to do more than, say, you know, 5 jobs a month on the platform. Mates Rates is the name in the game. We have a website, we have an app on the App Store and Google Play. I hope people can really hop on there. I mean, it's free to sign up, it's free to post a job. So, you know, there's really nothing to lose if you have something to do, and you can just tell your friends about it. And next time one of your friends says, oh, I need something done urgently, but these other platforms, they seem like a pain, what can I use? Well, recommend Mates Rates, because it is the best platform. We've had dozens of jobs posted already. We've had thousands of people signed up, and it's only growing. We're getting a lot of organic reach, including through these videos. So I'm going to make more videos about these type of topics. Follow this channel, subscribe. I'm a 20-year-old in Australia. I create startups. I'm also studying in uni, but this is kind of my side hustle, and I'll be documenting it on this channel. So I'd really appreciate if you liked and subscribed, and I'll see you in the next one.